Hi, my name is Daniel Jackman. I'm the Digital Products Application Engineer here at Flowserve in Springville, Utah. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to remove, clean, and reinstall a spool valve for a Logix 3000 series positioner. First, just remove the spool valve cover by removing this screw and pulling the spool valve cover up. Next, remove the spool valve cover screws. Actually, just back them out until they're completely loose, because these are useful in removing the spool valve. What I do is I hold the top of the spool valve and I push up on the bottom screw. That pivots the spool valve cover, the spool valve back, to make it so that you can remove the spool valve itself from the clip underneath. So there's the spool valve. Next, we're going to remove the spool from the block just by sliding it out. To clean this, we recommend using a lint-free cloth. I have a lint-free cloth here, and this is rubbing alcohol that we use in our clean room here. I'm just going to dip my lint-free cloth in here, and I'm going to put the spool in here, and I'm going to rotate the spool inside the cover just to remove any contamination, just very, very gently. Okay, so there's the clean spool. I'm going to put that over there on my clean rag. To clean the block, we're just going to put this in the rubbing alcohol and just kind of swish it around, just kind of give it some agitation to make sure the alcohol is well saturated in there and possibly breaks up any kind of contaminations that may have gotten in there. So I'm going to remove this and then just blow, use some compressed air and just blow the alcohol out of the areas or any kind of contamination that may have caught in there. Just blow through all three of those holes and blow all the way through the main passageway down the center. To reassemble, just insert the spool into the bossed end of the spool valve. It is not appropriate to insert it into the unbossed end. So go ahead and insert it into the bottom end there. There you go. It should move nice and clean, very smoothly. You shouldn't have any kind of sticking. Okay, next we're going to reinsert the spool. What I like to do is I like to extend the spool from the block just a little bit and orient it in front of the clip in there. You can see that this clip right here is it's kind of a U-shaped. You can see it has springs on both ends of the prongs right there, so we want to be very careful not to bend those springs on installing or removing the spool. So I'm going to go ahead and put this spool valve right in front in the center of that U. I'm going to go ahead and use the block. I don't know if you can really see very well, but go ahead and use the block to orient it and then push it straight in. If you can kind of see in there the spool inside the clip. Oop, there we go. So there's the spool inside the clip. So now I'm just going to slide the block over top of there, and I'm going to orient the screws. Going to orient the screws there, and be very careful while you're screwing these back in, because it's a stainless steel screw, but it's an aluminum block on most of these housings, and so you don't want to gall this by torquing it too quickly or cross-threading it. So just very gently close that up, and then I'm going to put the spool valve cover over and tighten this screw down. That's it.